home sweet home. Good morning. It's 5:30 and the birds are chirping. It's completely light out. Oh wow, I slept so well last night. It was so cozy and comfortable and not that cold. So you might notice something a little different this time, and that is because the plastic grip around my pot just caught on fire. So let me show you. Here is the remains of that. Somehow it had slipped down the pot and then came in contact with the flame of the stove, and next thing I know, it's literally burning. So that was really not fun to deal with. And yeah, luckily nothing else caught on fire, but that was unexpected. So me and my $12 thrifted trekking poles are ready for day 2 of the hike. I can honestly say this has probably been the nicest campsite I've ever stayed at. First, I think the wind shelter architecture is so amazing. It's the same thing as lean-tos, and around Borås they have the traditional lean-tos I guess I'm used to from the East Coast, but this was so new and so fun. I really think I slept a lot better being more sheltered inside than with the usual open face. It was also so luxurious. The outhouse had toilet paper, and it wasn't just flimsy toilet paper. It was nice, thick toilet paper, which was such a welcome surprise. And then there's a trash can as well, which is where I disposed of the burnt plastic that had been there. So leave no trace. But yeah, I am ready for a big day. Just gonna take it slow, I think, and see how far I get. I am double stocking, so no blisters today, hopefully, and the pack should be slightly lighter because there's less water that I'm carrying. And the only thing left to do is to put on my backpack and start walking. So let's do that. To go solo or not to go solo? That is the question I've been thinking about as I walk along this pretty boring road right here. And I'm just reflecting on how this is my first official solo backpacking trip, but also about how I feel like the body remembers things, especially when they're related to motion. And I think I mentioned this last night, but I realized yesterday that this is my first backpacking trip in 2 years. The last time I went out was Outdoor Odyssey 2023, and in my head, the memories of all my backpacking trips are so clear, and it feels like they happened months ago. It was the same thing the other day at the track. There were hurdles out, and I used to run hurdles in high school 6 years ago, but I started jumping over them, and by the third try, it all came back to me, and I felt just like my high school self again. So that was so interesting. But yeah, I've done backpacking with small groups, backpacking. First time ever was with Johanna and her dad and John. And then Johanna and I did some trips alone. And then Outdoor Odyssey, that was me actually guiding a trip. And one, it's really nice to have people because the vibes are different. You take breaks, you can take pictures of each other, and I don't know, it's just more comforting, I guess, and more conversation. But I also have always longed to go on my own because I think I have my own pace and rhythm that I like to hike at, and it's difficult when that doesn't line up with other people's as well, and either you feel like you're going too fast or you're going too slow, and then it's just a little frustrating. So it's been nice being able to choose my own pace, but it also means like when I have lower moments, I have to get myself out of them. Oh, there's a deer. But it's also nice when you're solo, when you do stupid things like burn the plastic part of your pot. No one else is there to see it, except I don't know why it's that comforting because I'm saying that here anyway, so exposing myself. But yeah, I think the funniest part with that is my first thought when I noticed the cover slipping down my pot and it starting to catch fire was, I wonder what the TG is of this plastic. Like, what polymer are they using? Why did it soften and fall off the pot to the point where it could touch the flames? And then what's the melting temperature and decomposition temperature? So obviously my brain was not really in the right place, because then I was like, oh shoot, this is on fire, I should really put this out. And then I ran to the lake to get water. But yeah, I think I'm enjoying the solo part for the moment, but I feel like if it was just me for weeks on end in much more remote places, it would be different, which is why I'm so excited that my friend Emily is going to join me for the last section of the Kungsleden. And yeah, I don't know, I literally started crying of happiness when we texted. Sometimes I just read the text to smile, because I had sent her this really hesitant text being like, so very random, on the slightest maybe you would be interested and you can get the time off and you want to pay the airfare and all that. I'm doing this, you could join me. But she was so enthusiastic and there were no buts, which was new because I had been trying to get people to join me and too many people were saying, no, I have other things, or I can't get that paid time off, which is so fair, but it just felt so nice to finally get such a resounding yes. And now we're texting and she's like, yeah, I'm looking at plane tickets, train tickets, this is going to happen. So I'm so excited for that. I think my goal in life is to live in a lake house like that one, on a lake like this, and have a dock outside my house where I can go swimming and just, yeah, it's so beautiful. I keep seeing all these houses being like, I'm so jealous of the people who live here. And for Michaela, no, it's just for Motet, but it should be, haha. Snack time. I'm coming up to a beautiful view right now. Wow. This feels like California-esque or something. This is such a nice view, wow. This was also an option where I could have stayed the night, but I actually am really glad I went to the other spot instead. As nice as this view is, I really did love the lake. I'm about 7 miles in, so 13 miles to go, and the hilliest section is next, but it's also coming up the trails that I run on regularly, so that's a bit more comforting. And I think I'm going the whole way back. I'm feeling decent. I have a few blisters starting to form, but nothing too serious. So yeah, my battery is going to die. This might be it. See you back in Borås. So I'm officially crossing over into Borås County. Woo! Home we come. Yeah, jag är dumt, apparently. That was so wholesome. So just as I was getting kind of bored, I entered this part of the forest, and I passed by a rock that is painted and says "Varning för stenarna," which is warning for the rocks. And then I'm walking further, and I passed by the rock that says "Turn me over," and then it said something like, "You took instructions from a rock? You're so stupid." I thought that was cute. And then this speedy man just passed me. Here he is, further up ahead. And he saw my backpack and we started chatting in Swedish. Bara på svenska. Och yeah, it was so cute. He was like, are you going to Jönköping? And I was like, no, just to Borås. Came from Hindås and I live in Borås, so going home. And it was a bit hard because I think he had more of an accent, so I couldn't understand everything he asked, but I was kind of just guessing what he was saying. And then we passed by these like overturned trees and kind of, yeah, this mound of dirt, and he was like, oh, do you know what happened here? And I was like, no, what is this? Apparently there's wild hogs that run around here at night, and they like to dig up the earth and stuff. So that's what that was from. And I was so fascinated. I was like, wow, I had no idea. And also proud at myself for understanding all the Swedish and being able to keep the conversation going. So that was so fun. So now it's kind of the less glamorous side of backpacking. My shoulders are dead. I have 2 blisters on my left foot that are hurting every step, and it started raining, so yeah, I'm just sitting in the trees to get out of it a little. It's not that bad, it's just drizzling, and snacking a little bit before I go on. 6 more miles left, but kind of the hardest section coming up, so yeah, I can do this. I have been saving my music for when it gets hard because I have headphones and my phone still has battery, so we'll see if I need it or not, but I'd rather just listen to the sounds of the forest and things around me, so I don't know, but yeah, back to snack time. Hello, I am at mile 16 and a half. I have about 4 miles to go and I have reached known trails again, so we are back on the running trails. My feet are dying. Yeah, the blisters are really setting in and they're just sore from being on the move for 6.5 hours at this point. But I'm gonna make it, so that's really exciting, and then I'm probably just gonna fall asleep in bed. But I wanted to say thank you to the communes of Hindås, Bollebygd, and Borås. Not that anyone from those communes will be watching this video, but thank you for your work on this trail, for marking it, and for building the planks and the wind shelters to stay at. They were really, really nice. Jag har haft en härligt äventyr på sjuhäradsleden och jag är så tacksam. Så hej då! Thanks for watching this video, as well to you if you stuck around to the very end. The sun is coming out and I am almost done with another little adventure, so that's super fun. See you in the next one.